Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank where I climb the online VGC 19 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. This is going to be the last one featuring the Necrozma-Groudon team that we've been trying out for the last couple of episodes or so. It's been a fun run with it, but I do want to switch teams, especially because it's earlier on in the format, but I hope you guys have been enjoying it. As always, if you do, please show your support by leaving a like, I'd really appreciate it. And what the heck are we up against today? We're still in the higher 1500s, so yeah, some of the teams we're going to run into are going to be pretty wonky, but certainly never should underestimate anything. And this is certainly a sight to see. Okay, I mean, I don't even know where there's a Bibarel, there's a Muck, a Dialga, a Mimikyu, a Banette, and Whimsicott. Like, the only thing remotely standard there is, I guess, Dialga and Whimsicott, maybe the Mimikyu. But, yeah, I don't really know what's happening here. But these teams are always end up being the scariest. So, okay. Well, how do we approach this? Salamence gets good consistent damage. I mean, like, Salamence and Groudon, Hyper Voice and Precipice Blades kind of just blows through everything, doesn't it? With Incineroar. Kind of want a Moongus because there's the Trick Room fear of my opponent. Necrozma's actually not really that great here. Alright, let's just go with this. I mean, I feel like Groudon's a key member. For that reason, though, because I'm bringing Instant and Amoonguss, I do have to protect Groudon a little bit better, because I'm only bringing one of my restricteds, but... yeah, let's see what's going on. That's probably going to be Mega Banette, which Wolf actually won a Regionals with before, way back in the day. It's definitely a viable Mega, but not the best. Also, on another note, randomly, if you guys want to watch me play singles, I joined the GBA again, which was a singles draft league that I was in last year. This year it actually allows Ubers, so very different from what it was like when I was in it last time. So definitely go check that out. Linked in the description below is the week 1 battle. I'm going to be doing that for the next 2 months and 2.5 months or so. So it should be exciting to watch. Okay, we get Whimsicott and Muck. Don't really know what that's supposed to do. I mean, Whimsicott could Tailwind, I guess. Like, I'm thinking of just Hyper Voice Precipice Blades, because even if Whimsicott Tailwinds, what do I really lose to? Muck's not going to touch Groudon. I mean, like, I don't know what crazy strategies to expect right now, because, like, these Pokemon are still, like, relatively standard, although, I mean, Whimsicott gets access to pretty much everything, but, I guess you could Scarf Moonblast the Mence. But what's Muck doing here in this format? I don't know. Alright, let's see. Okay. Is this gonna be like a minimize Muck? I feel like if Precipice Blades connects, it still just gets knocked out. Yeah, it's gonna be minimized. I'm like confident of that now. Does Precipice Blades hit? Oh boy. Oh my goodness. I guess I should have seen that coming, but I would still make that play all the time, because I don't think Fire Punch knocks the Muck out. Okay, well, that's a start. As Dialga does come out. Dear goodness. I mean, Muck's definitely just minimizing continuously, right? I'm gonna switch Groudon out into a Moongus. And the way to win this is to attack around the Muck and eventually just be in a point where... because Groudon can Swords Dance too, and Amoonguss can redirect attacks away, so I just need to hit one Precipice Blaze eventually. Even with all the stockpile shenanigans, like, yeah. But... oh boy. These strategies are always silly because they're so high variance and they almost, like, pretty much never work, but hey, power to you. Okay, well, that's annoying. The good thing is Groudon is really good against both of these. The bad thing is this is going to be very obnoxious to deal with. Guess I'd rather Spore Muck. We might be in for a long one. Yeah, I mean, basically what happens is I get in Groudon, I Swords Dance, I click Precipice Blades, and hopefully eventually it hits. But it's going to be annoying. So it's got +2 everything right now. Yeah, Hyper Voice hits the Muck. Alright, there we go. Get some good damage off. I really did nothing, actually. So Dialga's going to keep psyching up. Hitting a Spore here would be huge. And we hit it. Nice. Alright, we take those. That's good. Let's see. So I'm going to switch Mence out into Groudon here. Just go for a Spore into Dialga. I don't expect to hit it, but yeah, the thing is, like, yeah, I mean, my opponent's supposed to get damage off, right? And Dialga doesn't have, like, special attack or attack increases, so I can just go for Rage Powder, Swords Dance, and then click Precipice Blades. And eventually, as soon as I hit one Precipice Blades, like, these just faint. Might have been better to Rage Powder there just to really protect the Groudon, but I don't know what Dialga's going to go for here. That really threatens me that much. It's just going to Flash Cannon, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I can just keep swapping out for Regenerator too. And fortunately for me, the Spores are connecting, so that's nice. That is quite nice. So yeah, I'm going to go for a Swords Dance this turn. Just Rage Powder any shenanigans away from Muck. I think once I go for 2 Swords Dances, I just keep clicking Precipice Blades and Rage Powder. Muck does wake up. It's gonna be a Z move, okay. Normalium Z? Yeah. So, something to heal it all the way back to full, I imagine. Yep. What is it? Just Z stockpile, okay. Whatever, man, that's cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go for another Swords Dance. Like, having Swords Dance here makes me feel pretty confident about this game, even with all these shenanigans going on. Just gonna Swords Dance Rage Powder again. Might even just get to +6, honestly. The healing is obviously annoying, but Muck was going to wake up before I was going to click Precipice Blades anyway. We just might be in for a long one. So, in the meantime, I shall talk about the format as a whole. Yeah, I'm curious on your guys' opinion on it, so let me know what you think of Ultra Series. You're definitely not going to run into strategies like this, obviously, nearly as much, and this is one of the more cheese strategies, but I feel like having games against these at least demonstrate like how you can win against them, and how you shouldn't get frustrated immediately and just have like a concrete game plan. So let's see what Muck goes for. Infestation. Okay. So what, that just slowly chips away at me, right? I forgot, is that one of the moves that makes me not be able to switch out? I can double check that, but... Alright, Dialga's +2 defense, Muck's +3. Yeah, I can't switch out, right, okay. With that, I'm just going to Precipice Blades then, and just start going for Spore against Muck again. I guess the Infestation is kind of annoying, as he minimizes again. Dialga wakes up, it's going to go for Flash Cannon, probably into Shroom. Yeah. Ooh, that special attack drop, or special defense drop earlier is honestly kind of annoying. Muck avoids, but we do hit Dialga, which is nice. Because that's like the bigger offensive threat. I mean, here, like, my opponent's just rolling the dice every turn. Like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like there's a really great answer to effectively deal with everything. Now, if there was like a RayOgre coming in right now, I think I'd actually just lose the game. Oh no, I would just protect Groudon and Amoonguss would go down, so not even. Plus I can switch out Groudon, I don't even know what I'm saying, but I don't know. The strategy just doesn't make much sense when you're using a Dialga. Like, I don't get how it beats Groudon, which is the most common restricted, pretty much. Now the downside is, of course, Mimikyu is coming in, so that, of course, can go for a Psych Up as well. But we did actually hit the Spore. We do have Clear Smog as well. Maybe it's worth to go just for Clear Smog. Mimikyu here should Psych Up Muck. Yeah, I want to Clear Smog the Muck. Amoonguss is going down this turn anyway. It's just a silly strategy. Mimikyu actually subs. That seems kind of weird. Okay, somehow I missed the Mimikyu, but I hit the Muck. Yeah, that's a clear knockout. I don't know. This is the first time seeing that strat. But I don't really know just how effective it really is. What item is that? Lefties Mimikyu? Okay. Yeah, I mean, these are the strats that are like just like kind of cheese in VGC and like can frustrate you on battle spot. Might be able to cheese out a win here and there, but like you're never gonna win a tournament with something like this because it's just far too inconsistent. Also with Minimize, you're playing against the timer as well, so you do get a win there, but yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect with Mimikyu and Muck, and that ended up being more annoying. Like, I was expecting just to click buttons and win, but I had to use like a little ounce of thought there, but yeah. I mean, not to belittle the strategy, like, it obviously is really cool to see something more unique and a different approach to the game, but Minimize spam typically doesn't work out too well because you're dedicating a lot just to set up one Pokemon. Especially with Z-moves existing now, Z-moves being able to guarantee a hit off. Like, you can just play properly around that. So, strategies like that typically don't work out very well, and for good reason. But, interesting to see that as well, for sure. I feel like if the original Precipice Blade just connects with Muck, the game is literally instantly over. So, I feel like if you want to run a strategy like that, you at least need to have better answers against the most common restricted Pokemon in the format. But, whatever. Alright, we're going to have Xerneas-Groudon, so this one, a far more standard team than the last one. The main caveat being Stakataka. So, you can see obviously we've got some similar ones with Groudon, Instant, and Mence, but we got the Lele instead of the Koko, Mungus instead of Stakataka, and of course, the Necrozma. I like leading Lele against these a lot because it pressures opposing Mences and Xerneas's. I think Lele and Necrozma actually can work pretty well here. Especially because Necrozma does have Earth Power. Lele, Necrozma, Groudon. Mence is still tempting because it's always such a good safe switch in against opposing Groudons. So I'm going to go with this for you. But this is one of the team comps where you could bring all 6, especially in a best of 3. But I'm just not very comfortable bringing in a Amoonguss against the Koko, a Mence, Stakataka, which sometimes carry Goggles, and Koko would be setting up terrain, so and of course it's weak to Fire Punch and Double Edge, so not too comfortable with the Amoonguss. Instant, you definitely could make a good argument for it, but I like the heavy offense a little bit more in this approach. So let's see. Instant and Koko, okay. It's not the best, mainly because I'm gonna lose the terrain war here. Not the worst though. Downside is, yeah, if I won the terrain war, you can't fake me out, and that's huge. But now I can get faked out. I also have to worry about a Z move, obviously. Safest play is really to protect Groudon and Mega and protect here. And I think I like that. Reason being, it means Koko can't Volt Switch out. If somehow Koko and Instant both stay in against me going into next turn, you're forced to at least switch one of the two out. It's a free Precipice Blades for me, plus Necrozma can just launch a Z move. So, yeah. The worst case is my opponent going for just a straight out switch with the Koko, and maybe a U-turn into Instant. And that's like definitely a possible play. But even in the worst case, like my opponent just gets some offensive pivoting, but it's still not the end of the world. Like, Salamon's coming in here could be kind of annoying for me. So we'll see if any of these two hard switch, otherwise we'll see whether either U-turn out. But first I'm going to get Necrozma into Ultra Form, and of course that's essential for getting a Z move off the next turn. Alright, let's see now. Coco protects. Okay, that's definitely not what I was anticipating, but we take those. I could see Instant then going for either a Snarl or just a U-turn out to swap out immediately. Or a Z move. I think this might be copyrighted, so I'll see you guys after the animation, but definitely wasn't expecting that. That's cool to see. Okay, so that went into Necrozma. Really was not expecting that, but that is a really strong option, so kind of cool to see that. Now Salamence is 100% switching in somewhere here. Question is just where. Definitely Precipice Blading here, I think. Oh, Sword Dance could actually be worth it. But Coco protected last turn, so you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna Z the Coco. If that switches out into Mence, that's ideal. And it is swapping out, so show me Mence. Nice. Yeah, Z Instant is definitely a viable option, especially in this format. Ideally, the Z move just knocks out Mence, and then the single target Precipice Blades knocks out Instant, but we'll see. And once again, with the animation, I shall see you guys afterwards. Alright, so we hit the Mence. Is it enough for a one-shot? Ooh, nice. Okay, ideal. That was ideal. So the power of the Z move coming out there. Single target Precipice Blades does connect. Alright, is it enough to knock out to this Instant or should be more offensive than defensive. Nice. Ooh! Hangs on with literally what looks like 1 HP. Wow. Slightly unfortunate, but that's alright. Yeah, I mean, if that knocks out, the game is just pretty much instantly over. But I can't complain too much about that. I expect Coco to come back in, but I don't have to worry about Coco having the Z move anymore, which means it can't one-shot me. Xerneas could come in right now. Let's bring out Lele. Because if Xerneas comes out, then I can just go for Psyshock Precipice Blades. Yeah. And if Coco comes out, then it's actually going to be Groudon. Okay. That's fine, too. Yeah, I'm super okay with that. Because what I can do is just switch my Groudon out. Because it's intimidated. So I'd like to reset the Intimidate. And honestly, just Psychic the Groudon. Is it better to just knock out Instant? Like switch into Mence, Moonblast Instant. That might be better, yeah. Just because then I'll have the guaranteed Intimidate off against the Groudon. Yeah. If I Psychic Groudon, then that gives both of my opponent's Pokemon the potential to attack. Now the downside is Groudon here could go for a Swords Dance, which is actually kind of scary, but the Protect here ensures the game, basically. Yeah, not sure I really get the Protect there, honestly, because... I mean, I get it. Might be worried about like a double up into the slot, and maybe my opponent was just hoping to Flare Blitz to knock out the Lele, but I feel like I'm trying to think if Protect is like the most optimal play there. Either way, that's should seal up the game for us, I think. See, the only thing I'm worried about is like Specs Coco with HP Ice. So I'm gonna Mega Protect and just Moonblast the Coco. Maybe this was better to Tailwind. Like, I actually haven't won this yet, because I can see a scenario where Coco has HP Ice, which knocks out Mence, and Groudon single target Precipice Blades knocks out Lele. Or Groudon still indeed does have Swords Dance and goes for Swords Dance this turn, while Coco HP Ices Mence. But, yeah, Coco doesn't protect, it looks like, so I think we should be in the clear, because then we can just Moonblast Tailwind this next turn. Unless Lele is getting knocked out here. Huh, I had a Taunt. Stop the potential Tailwind, I like that. But that means it shouldn't be Specs HP Ice. And I should survive this. Yeah, so that should seal up the game now. Cool. I'm just going to play it safe, go for the Tailwind. And once I have the speed control, then I just click Hyper Voice, and Groudon comes out and cleans this game. Yep, and so we end up getting this one as well. And I do have time for a third one, so let's play one. Why not? Yeah, I'm curious if you guys rather would have like 2 games per episode or 3. Some of the episodes recently have been a little bit longer, but I figure why not, especially because I'm editing out like animations here and there that take a long time from the recording as well, so it ends up being not as long. But let me know if you'd rather enjoy like the 2 episodes, or 2 games per episode, or 3 games per episode, because I get like 20 minutes is a pretty ideal time for a video, but I mean, obviously the more games the merrier, so definitely open to feedback. Let me know in the comments, and let's look for our third and final game also with this team. All right, last game with this team, gonna be against a pretty highly rated Japanese opponent running RayOgre, but some cool tricks with the Serena and the Mega Gengar, so this should be a fun one. All right, how do I want to approach this? I always, like, against RayOgre, I typically go Men's Lele, Necrozma-Groudon. I don't see much reason to deviate from that. I think the main thing that's scary is Insane Coco as a lead, because I lose terrain control, and then there's the threat of the Z move coming out immediately. It's the only thing I'm really scared of. So let's say my opponent did lead Insane Coco, then what's my best lead? Probably Groudon. Maybe like Groudon Insane. I still like Salaman's Lele a lot here though, and if my opponent leads anything but Coco Insane, then I have a major advantage right from the start, so let's go with that. Because even with the threat of the Z move, I can just switch out into Groudon immediately. This is on a side note, but I was scrolling through my phone while waiting for that third match, and I saw like Kaigo is making a song for Detective Pikachu, which was about the last collaboration I ever expected, but I'm like super excited for. That was not a movie I like really had much excitement for when they first announced it, and it has looked like phenomenal in each trailer, so I'm really hyped for it. Gonna be Gengar Kyogre here as the lead though, so pretty good for us, I'd say. Oh, it's Scarf Ogre. Whoa. Okay, I didn't expect that. Not Primal Kyogre. Huh. Interesting. That's really bad. I mean, you just Ice Beam or Water Spout, right? You could just switch into switch Gengar out into Rayquaza and click Water Spout. Leaning towards Psychic and Gengar and Tailwinding. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Reason being, Kyogre being Scarf can only lock itself into 1 attack. So if you're going for a Spout, then I get the Tailwind up. Gengar should be protecting, or just faints. Although, well, Spout just might knock out Lele. Huh? Oh my god. This is happening. Good game. Wow, that was the sickest turn 1 of all time. Oh my. Just what? Alright, maybe it's not over. Ah, it's probably over. How do I come back from a turn like that? That was... Wow. That was so sick. Yeah, okay, let's see. Once I saw Scarf Ogre, what are my plays there? I didn't want to switch into Groudon because I just get obliterated by Water Spout. Like, Gengar could switch into Rayquaza and go for Water Spout. Like, if Gengar doesn't go for Snatch Land or Protects, then that's a perfectly fine turn, but it's just the fact that I had Snatch too. Like, whoa. I think it's best to still just Protect and Tailwind. Is it even worth Tailwinding? Even if I Tailwind, I'm just matching my opponent's Tailwind. You just still click Water Spout, right? So I think I just need damage. That was honestly one of the coolest plays I've ever seen. I got destroyed by Scarf Ogre and Snatch Gengar. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I should survive the Water Spout here. And double edge hopefully does like 70%. Just kidding, I don't survive the wall. I thought surely with airlock I would. Okay, never mind. I mean, first one did what, 102 damage, so looked like was gonna be a roll there. But that is gonna be a clean 4-0 sweep, my friends. Not the best note to end this team with, but props to my opponent. I got completely destroyed there. I mean, I didn't expect Snatch, obviously. Otherwise, the only play I could really make there, even knowing it is switching out Lele into Groudon. No, I could have switched Salamence out into Groudon. But if the Gengar switches out into Rayquaza, which is a very probable play, then I just lose Groudon and Lele takes like 80% of damage before I even get an attack off. So, yeah. This was Scarf Ogre just destroying me. Alright, I'm still not over yet, I guess. If I get this Protect off. Maybe a triple Protect with Groudon and we can still win. Well, that was like the perfect lead against me. Especially with Snatch. What a cool attack against Mega Salamence. That was amazing. Yeah, I mean, with the Pokemon I brought, I'm not sure I could even win that given that lead matchup and what I had. I would have needed maybe like Instant Lele as a lead. Could have been a little bit more compelling because then I at least can fake out Kyogre. But the issue is that Kyogre is actually really free to spam Water Spout. We don't get the double, so yeah, it's just going to be a clean 4-0 sweep. I'm not even going to get any damage off against my opponent. That was destruction at its finest, but props to my opponent. That was really well played. Pretty cool to see Scarf Ogre do well too. Like, if there's any argument to use Scarf Ogre over Primal Kyogre, it's this game, because it did outspeed my Lele. The Lele obviously being slower didn't help, so that was probably like a timid Ogre. And we end up getting 4-0'd, completely swept and destroyed in the last one, but can't feel too bad about that because my opponent just had a really cool team and played that super, super well. I walked right into it, basically, and I think, yeah, there was pretty much no way I could win that with the lead matchup other than making a huge read turn 1 and just switching right out into Groudon. But that is, I mean, maybe switching Mence into Groudon and Psychicking or Psyshocking Kyogre doesn't look as bad as I think it is. It's just that if my opponent Water Spouts, like, I just lose, don't I? Pretty much. So it comes down to what happens on that first turn, and my opponent went for the aggressive Spout plus Snatch play, but it ended up working out. Because I think if Gengar doesn't have Snatch, though, I get Tailwind up, then it's still a very winnable game, because I get Speed Control, and I get to bring in Groudon for free, so I can just click like Hyper Voice and Precipice Blades. But with Snatch, my opponent had full Speed Control, meaning Kyogre was going to outspeed everything. So, yeah. Crazy game to end things on, but a really cool one. I really enjoyed all the games I played with this team, so I'm going to be moving on to the next one. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you enjoyed, please share, support by leaving a like, and yeah, hopefully in the next one we'll have a comeback to that terrible, terrible Game 3, but props to my opponent. Really, really cool strategy and some interesting stuff overall in today's episode. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.